Hey guys, this is Dustin from D3 Imagery, and I'm pretty excited to get out tonight and shoot the stars with the brand new Sigma 16mm f1.4, which just came in this week for me. It's been a little too cloudy to get out there and shoot, but it looks like I'll have my chance tonight. A very, very wide open aperture at f1.4, also a rather wide field of view at 16 millimeters, and I'd like to also compare it with the tried and true Rokinon 12mm f2, Rokinon, Samyang, Bauer. It goes under those names as well, and it's a pretty well known and well loved wide angle landscape or astrophotography lens for Sony E-mount. So the Sigma, just came out, and it should put up a pretty good fight for claiming that spot as a premier astrophotography lens for APS-C sized Sony cameras. So why don't you come out with me tonight and we'll see how it goes. The weather conditions and admittedly my own heart led me to one of my favorite spots to capture images, the crown jewel of Michigan, the Mackinac Bridge. Never forget to make the Tim Hortons stop. During winter, it's not only frigid. On this night, 6 degrees Fahrenheit was the temperature on the Straits, but near constant cloud cover is the norm. So, full disclosure, I was not able to test the 12mm Rokinon due to cloud cover, but I hope you'll subscribe so that you can see that video in the coming days. It's about 1 o'clock in the morning, and we are in the Straits of Mackinac. I'm on the St. Ignace side of the Straits. I'm on the UP side, the Upper Peninsula. And where I found myself tonight is this eerie looking scene. We are actually directly on the Straits of Mackinac, and we are in front of an abandoned, kind of like a shipwreck that's been here for several years. But as you can see, we have low-lying clouds over the Straits. I've put an LED light inside of the boat, and it's kind of adding to the eeriness of the scene as well. And just above the clouds, we do have the sky clearing over the Straits. So the way I'm going to position this shot is going to be in a portrait mode, so that I can, with the 16 millimeters, capture the sparkle of the stars in the sky, but also capture kind of this fog, or this low-lying cloud over the Straits with this abandoned, eerie-looking ship with an LED light in it. That should create kind of just a photo that catches your eye. We switched over to the camera view now, and I think this is going to be remarkable. Just above the bridge, as you can see with focus peaking, is Orion. And the clouds have cleared in such a way that it's just remarkable. So let me show you. We're shooting at 1 second, f1.4, and at an ISO of 3200. And we're doing this in 3 exposure bracket. And let's check it out. So I'm going to take a few more exposures of this just to kind of get a little more variety. But after I get this in post, this should be just a remarkable photo. Something else I wanted to mention too, you may have questions about focusing with the Sigma 16mm, because it doesn't have, well, it's by wire, it's focused by wire, which can make it a little finicky when trying to shoot the stars. What I've noticed is that once you hit the infinity mark, you want to go to the infinity mark, and you want to move 3 or so further. They're right there. 3 little tiny clicks further. It's so subtle, you'll almost not notice it. And then that is where your true infinity will be for shooting the stars. Hey, thanks for joining me for my first night out with the brand new Sigma 16mm f1.4. And I shot tonight, by the way, on an A6300, which you'd probably get pretty much the same results if you used an A6000 or an A6500 as well. So my first impressions are that this is a really promising lens for astrophotography. I don't think that there is a better option at this focal length, or that has this wide open of an aperture for the crop sensor E-mount for Sony shooters. Not that this is a technical review, this is more of like a first impressions review, but you know, as I look at it in post, I see pretty much little to no aberrations. Of course, there's a little bit of barrel distortion, and there's a little bit of vignetting, which is to be expected at this focal length and when you're shooting wide open. My final ISO was 1600, and I shot 5 exposures and then combined them to make a 32-bit image, which I was able to you know, get the highlights and shadows fixed the way that I liked them to, and I'm very pleased with the image as well. Something else I think that's really important to mention too is that probably my biggest concern going into this was regarding focusing. And while the focus ring on the Sigma lens is incredibly smooth, very much a pleasure to use when recording videos, I will say that if there's going to be one struggle that you would have with this lens in the realm of astrophotography, it would definitely be with focusing. And just like I showed in the video, you can sort of get a feel for exactly where you need to be when you focus with this lens for astrophotography. But unlike with my Rokinon 12mm here, I know faithfully that it will always be in focus when it's on a certain marker, because it's a manual focus lens only. It's going to be a little bit more of a crapshoot, and there is a greater chance for focus failure on the 16mm Sigma if you're not incredibly careful. So do keep that in mind. So make sure you subscribe for future videos like this. Hit the like button if this video was any help to you as well. And again, thank you for joining me on my journey with the brand new Sigma 16mm f1.4 for Sony E-mount. Have a great day.